Yeah, thank you, Daniel. That was very energetic, and thank you all for bringing up the hype a little bit. So, when I was sort of rehearsing this, I always went in, even though the crowd was like 2 or 3 people, I always went like, whoa, that's a lot of people, and whoa, that's a lot of people. So, but that's a very, very good thing. I am very, very happy to see all of you here. So this is the second edition of What the Stack. I am very, very happy that we are doing this again. It's a very, very stacked talent this year. We have a lot of really great talks, a lot of really great sessions that you can attend, a lot of great people to meet, and a whole full day stacked agenda. So before we continue, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Ilya. I'm a software engineer at CodeCamp. I've been doing this for the better part of a decade or so. Also one of the founders at Base42. And yeah, so it's my pleasure to be doing this opening this year. Before we get to everything, I'm just going to hand it over to Darko so that he can tell you a little bit more about what we did last year, how everything went, and what the intro of the story of what the stack actually is.
Yeah, thank you. Now, my name is Darko, and unlike Ilya, who still writes software for a living, I'm a sellout. I went into DevRel, so it is what it is.
Boo.
Now, yeah, boo, But anyway, there are a lot more people here than last year. There are still people checking in, which is amazing. We probably did something right, I imagine, so I'm very happy about that, and we hope to make it even bigger next year. But more important than that, we are really looking to make this experience better for everybody overall. It's not really about the size, it's more about the whole authenticity thing and the whole community thing we have going on. So, priorities and all. Now, initially we started with the idea that this was going to be a by developers for developers conference, but that's kind of exclusive, and we kind of moved on to by tech nerds for tech nerds, but that's kind of hard to pronounce, and then we went with a by the community for the community. And keep things authentic, keep things great for everybody. Share your stuff the way you want it to be shared and understood by the people around you. Now, this started off as a crazy idea, honestly, 3 tech communities that were very active around here had a crazy idea to start a conference, and it all started with this story about a free domain name, WTS.sh, and it may have involved a couple of beers, but I'll let Ilya tell you that story.
So, it actually is a funny story, not just about the domain name, but yeah, as some of you may or may not know us, but our background is a lot in the community itself. So you probably most definitely know, probably most definitely is a good term, probably definitely know Darko, right, from Beer.js. He is one of the people that is behind the series of events, not the only person, but also behind DevEd as well. So, as I mentioned before, I'm part of Base42, and the whole point is the whole story started with just small. Not big, not a conference, just small, with small events scattered around Beer.js, then a whole bunch of community events in Base42 from all of the communities. And after one of these events, we sort of, yeah, as he mentioned, after a couple of beers, Darko tells us that, that he had this venue booked sometime in September, and yeah, being tech nerds, we said, what the hell, let's do something. Period. And that something turned out to be What the Stack. So just to give you a little bit of context, when we were sitting down, it was in Base42, drinking beer, just screwing around, and we came up with the idea about the conference. We went through all of the names, and after a while, it was like, what the stack? And then the domain name came, and then the whole story started, right? But in any case, the whole point was we wanted to do what we already did. Just continue on the story about community-oriented events and keeping the topic not exclusively, but mostly primarily on tech, on what do we do, how we do things, and most importantly, what is happening outside of our own little bubble, right?
Yep.
That was the whole idea. And yeah, that's the crazy thing about it, is that all of this talking and round table, let's say, even though it was square, it all happened in June, I think, like last year, June. And do you remember when the What the Stack conference was? It was in September. So, yeah, a couple of months to prep a conference, no worries, right? But I hope that you guys had a great time, as we did last year. It was pretty good. Everything went pretty much way better than anyone could have expected, and we hope to do it again this year, because we really believe in this. It's something that really actually matters, and I hope that seeing so many of you here, you share the same feeling. So without much further ado, I'll just let Darko tell you about what's actually going to be happening here and today. But before that, I just want to say, we really believe in this, and we are gonna try and do it again, and take that as a threat, maybe.
Thank you. Now, on to the program. As last year, we again have 4 stages, all of them topical. Now, I really want to underline one thing. There are no main stages. This is sort of an admin stage, because we kind of like the vibe, but all stages are made equal, they're just topical. That's it. But before I tell you about the stages, I have to say a certain thank you of sorts. Where's Attila, by the way? Do we have an Attila in the audience? He should be somewhere over there. No, anyway, here's the thing. We got a whole load of applications for our CFP this year, thanks mostly to that guy. Now, I really appreciate it, but the CFP committee kind of grown to sort of, hate him a little bit. So CFP committee, the amount of work you did, it's Attila. Just find him somewhere, he owes you a bunch of beers, just so you know. But anyway, we have 4 stages. This is the protocol stage. This has to do with the web platform and all of the interesting stuff related to the web platform, or web platform-ish, let's call it. Then over at the cinema, we have the blueprint stage, which has to do with all things framework. We have a bunch of Angular, we have a bunch of React, we have a bunch of Vue, we have a bunch of Solid, and we have the OG of web frameworks of server-side frameworks in Node called Express. So check it out, it's amazing. Outside, we have the sign-up stage, and honestly, I'm low-key jealous because I've never spoken on an outside stage, so you guys have fun with that one, I suppose. It has to do with a bunch of AI topics. Love it or hate it, it's here to stay, and there's a bunch of interesting people talking about interesting things there, so check it out too. Finally, we have the pipeline stage, upstairs next to the cinema, where we have a whole bunch of architectural, infra, ops, testing topics, and if you're into that, go and check it out as well. We also have a bunch of coffee breaks, we'll have a lunch break because we need to take a break at some point, obviously. We have an expo area, we have a gaming area, and if you see some QR codes, scan them because allegedly they're related to some prizes. But I'll let Ilya tell you the details about that one.
Yeah, I hear some people here might disagree about scanning random QR codes, but
I mean, fair enough.
But in any case, not just the talks, not just the incredible sessions that we have lined up, and as Darko just mentioned, we have great coffee, there will be great food, there will be beer as well a little bit later in the day. Also, make sure to spend some time in the expo area, go searching for those QR codes. They shouldn't be that sus, they are made by us. I hear that if you scan them, you might be participating in some really cool achievement system, I guess. Yeah. So, the whole point of the expo area is that you get to meet all of the people in one place, also from our great sponsors without whom this wouldn't have been possible, or at the very least not in any way, shape or form, not to say easy, but manageable to pull off. So thank you so much. And so what was I going to say? The achievement system. So those QR codes are part of something that we developed this year, which is a little bit fresh. So last year it was just a site with some information about the agenda and stuff like that, and this year it's a little bit more fleshed out. So I am going to tell you a little bit about that, and we are going to try something. So keep in mind that, like all software, all of this was not like all software, but like most, hackery type thing. This was hacked together, so fingers crossed that everything works correctly, and we're gonna try something actually. So let me just first go on and ask you, how many of you actually know that you can log into the website? That's a good amount. The rest of you, just a quick introduction. Yes, you can log into the website. Your credentials are basically only the email that you used when signing up for a ticket. So the email that you entered into the ticket is what you used to log in. You just enter your email in the login page, you get a magic link, you click the link, you're magically logged in. And because we're going to have a little exercise, make sure that you have done that, and yeah, let's try it out. So speaking of achievements, let's try unlocking one. So I'm gonna give you like a couple of seconds to pull out your phones. Hopefully Pocket Base doesn't crash, and this actually works. So if it doesn't, then we blame just Darko and me, I guess.
Seems to be working.
Seems to be working?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, just log in, scan this QR code, and I'm going to continue just talking about this. So what you did just now is actually unlock an achievement. These achievements are a system basically of how you can collect points, and we may or may not have a leaderboard for all of these points somewhere in the website. And yeah, they may or may not figure into the alleged prizes at the end of the closing ceremony. So just make sure to stick around. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you all did that, then we are going to be trying another experimental feature which may or may not have commits from 3 a.m. this morning. This one. So we stack everything. So we had a question stack. We have a separate question stack for each session. So if you scan this QR code, you will be taken into our Q&A module, which again also requires you to be logged in to actually ask questions. The UI is not pretty, but it exists. Hopefully this also works.
No, we are getting questions.
We are getting questions?
We are. So what's the max level? No, good question. I have no idea. I don't think we've capped it, actually.
Yeah.
But in theory, like, probably something in the range of 50-ish, I imagine. We'll find out.
Okay. So do we have any important questions that we want to answer here?
No, max level, somebody says
okay.
hello, hi, right back.
So this is good practice for the rest of the day. Make sure you have this as muscle memory, because hopefully you will be asking questions and you need to ask questions, and hopefully the speakers will give you some time to actually answer them. So congratulations, unlock another achievement. If you want.
I'm gonna unlock it for myself, I don't know. I don't get to like participate in the raffles, but sure, why not? Points are cool.
Yeah, so yeah, all of these achievements, it's got me thinking about Steam again and gaming. And, you know, I'm not that old, but when I was growing up, we had a lot of, you know, Counter-Strike and stuff like that. So this year, we also have, thanks to our sponsors, we have a LAN party, actually. There's a couple of machines set up in the gaming area where you can also find not only gaming and actually PCs to play some games. Hopefully the network is okay. But also actually a little slice of the game development community in Macedonia. So a lot of local game developers showcasing their games. So make sure to visit that, give them a try. There's a lot of great games in there. It's wonderful to actually experience that sort of, sadly not so well-developed area, but it seems to be picking up steam, pun also intended, so hopefully it continues that way. Anyway, I think I went on too long, but in any case, use the expo area, mingle. Talk to people, meet new people, go to all of the stands, get some food, get some coffee. We have great coffee. The coffee is right over there, actually, right outside of this. And what else? Yeah, be nice. We go by the Citizen Code of Conduct, which you can find on our website. But in general, the key for all of that is just be nice, be open, be communicative, and make as many friends as possible and make as many connections as possible. Who knows when you're gonna, when you're gonna meet again, right? But these connections are here to last, hopefully. Anyway, no further ado. So Darko?
Thank you all for being here once more. From me, we're not going to bother you any longer, and I would like to invite Daniel back to the stage to tell you what's next. Thank you very much.